Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. I have an update to share about one of Trump's Capitol insurrectionists. It's time for an episode of Where Are They Now?
Matthew Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
So 36-year-old Samuel Fisher is a New York resident. He's also one of the more colorful January 6 defendants, I guess you could say. He goes by the name of Brad Holliday online. He used the name to market himself as like a dating coach, a pickup artist. So for $150 per session, Fisher or Holliday, he would tell you the best cologne to wear, the best pickup lines to use. He'd tell you all about wearing lifts in your shoes to make you look taller. I'm not kidding. I mean, for men, because apparently he had a bad breakup and he turned into a massive misogynist, according to his friends. Anyway, Fisher was in DC on January 6th, and he was turned in by some people who saw social media posts. Of course, he took photos at the Capitol. He put them on social media. Well, when the FBI started investigating him, they realized he owns quite a few weapons. And he told others that he was taking those weapons or some of those weapons with him to DC along with a vest. And he said, I'm going to leave them in my car. That way, if shit hits the fan, I've got stuff there in the parking garage. Well, the FBI also discovered that Fisher was a huge QAnon conspiracy theorist. Of course he is. And he posted threatening images and messages on his social media pages. So for example, there was a Facebook post that he made and it showed Fisher holding a gun, and he was standing in front of a flag that read, quote, "Don't tread on Trump, keep America great." Along with that image, he wrote, quote, "Can't wait to bring a liberal back to this freedom palace." And then following January 6th, he sent messages to friends, and he indicated in these messages that he was basically looking to take part in future violence. So again, for example, in a private Facebook conversation on January 7th, Fisher was asked if he was on the front lines at the Capitol, and he replied in several different messages, but I'm going to read it all to you continuously. He said, quote, "I was there. It was awesome. It was dangerous and violent. People died, but it was fucking great if you ask me. I got tear gassed and pepper sprayed. Seeing cops literally run was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Can't divulge too much here, but fuck the DC police. In all seriousness, and get ready. Get in shape and see if you can find someone that knows medical/veteran with combat experience." So when Fisher was arrested on January 20th of last year for the Capitol attack, the feds knew that he could be armed and dangerous. So they swarmed his home, they swarmed his vehicle, and what they found was 1,000 rounds of ammo. They found high-capacity magazines, a laser scope for a rifle, and numerous weapons, including an illegally modified AR-15, which they say made it even more destructive, more dangerous. They also found a ghost gun. If you're not familiar with that, that's a gun that you can construct yourself. You order the parts, you can order them online, and then you put the gun together yourself. So he had one of those. He had machetes. So Fisher was charged for not just the Capitol, but he was also charged with state crimes for these illegal weapons. And then separately, he was federally charged for his involvement in the Capitol attack. However, the January 6 charges were just the basic 4 misdemeanors that I tell you guys about all the time. So likely they're going to result in 0 jail time, slap on the wrist in the form of probation, especially because I looked it up and his case was assigned to Trump appointee Carl Nichols. Now, you guys may remember that name. I've bitched about him before. He appears to be a massive January 6th sympathizer. He's a total right-wing hack based on what he said in court and these ridiculous sentences that he's handed down. So the state weapons charges, though, just massively bit Fisher in the ass. He had been charged with 17 different counts related to his possession of the weapons. So he recently pleaded guilty, and he pleaded guilty to just one count of criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree. That one crime alone comes with up to 4 years in prison. Fisher spoke at his sentencing hearing, and he said, quote, "I know what I did was wrong, and I accept that my actions have consequences." Then he also told the judge, quote, "I have done and will continue to do the hard work. That work does not end today and does not end when I get out of jail. I just hope that day is as soon as possible." Then his attorney spoke, and his attorney told the judge that since his arrest last year, he's entered therapy. He's taking part in the Narcotics and Alcoholics Anonymous groups on a daily basis. And also, they said he's been working to repair some of his damaged relationships with family members. Because, yeah, I mean, I would imagine a guy with the name of Samuel Fisher probably has quite a few Jewish relatives. And they probably weren't all that happy about him supporting an anti-Semite like Donald Trump, right? Or hanging out with people carrying Confederate flags, wearing Camp Auschwitz sweatshirts. That might put a little wrinkle in your relationship. So anyway, Judge Robert Mendelbaum presided over this state case for Fisher, and he told him in court, quote, "The fact remains that the defendant chose to arm himself to the teeth with a large variety of firearms. That he didn't act on any of his many disturbing threats does not take away from the seriousness of the offense." So with that, the judge sentenced Fisher to 3.5 years in prison. Apparently his parents were there. His mother could be heard crying. I do feel for her. We'll have to wait and see if this sentence affects his federal case for January 6th. Again, given that Judge Nichols is the one overseeing that case and his undying loyalty to the narcissist sociopath that appointed him, yeah, I doubt it. He's probably going to pat Fisher on the head and tell him, "Oh, you suffered enough, son. Go home." I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I could be wrong. He could pleasantly surprise me. I'll let you guys know as soon as I hear anything about that sentence or lack thereof. As of now, there's no sentencing date on the books that I could find in the public record regarding the January 6th case. So I would assume that it's going to be coming up soon since, it's been over a year now since he was arrested and they have to kind of comply with certain guidelines. I don't think that there's going to be a trial. I'm assuming that he'll probably plead it out, but I don't know that for sure. Perhaps because of these weapons charges and this indictment and sentence, maybe they're not allowing him to take a plea. I don't know. But again, if I hear anything, I will definitely let you guys know. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.